Mark St. Pierre, I live here in Harrison. I believe 36 out of 39 cities and towns in the state have voted against the power plant coming to Rhode Island. It seems that that's an overwhelming number. Why are we still having the conversation? I think that vote itself tells what the state's position is. And it feels like the people's voices even being heard on this. Is it going to be heard? Is it going to be a factor on the final the outcome of this decision? Because if they vote to put this power plant up here, that means all the work, all the voices that have spoken went for naught. So I'd like to know, in the Lieutenant Governor's office, it's like its own little office. Can you take up a cause as a Lieutenant Governor and make it your cause, even if it means you step on the toes of a governor, of your own party, if that's the case? If there's something to fight for the people. Because it seems like sometimes Smithville has got his own agenda. It's not the people's agenda. So it gets to be a little frustrating after a while. My second question is, losing the Pawtucket Red Sox. You know, I think any state needs to have a venue in it that people can go to enjoy, whether it's Providence Bruins, Pawtucket Red Sox, Providence Performing Arts Center. Rhode Island let that go, okay? Worcester made them a great deal. But Worcester's going to build that ballpark. They're going to put 2 hotels, they're going to put retail space up there, and as soon as those hotels open with hotels taxes and sales taxes, the money that Massachusetts invested into that is going to go back to Massachusetts. I don't understand why Rhode Island couldn't come up with a plan where their money would come back through that type of investment. So I don't know what your position is on that.
All right. Well, thank you for that, for both. You know, when I was first elected as a rep in 2014, I was sort of blown away when I noticed how quickly in the State House you can suddenly find yourself in a bubble where the only people that you're talking to, the only people that you're hearing from are full-time lobbyists. And those are the people that overwhelmingly are walking the hallways, are going to the committee hearings, are going to the fundraisers, and you think about who can afford to hire, you know, a team of full-time lobbyists. It's not your everyday middle-class family, right? It's not your folks fighting in Northwest Rhode Island to save your land and your beautiful resources. And so I think that's a lot of where that disconnect happens. Now, I want to push back strongly. I mean, I feel you all have given me optimism about this fight. As I mentioned, I have been publicly engaged in the fight against energy since the very beginning, since day one. And you all have given me optimism that this is a fight we can win. We'll see in the next few months. But I do want to say that even if everything goes wrong, I disagree with you that it would be for naught. Because you have sent such a message here in our state, and I think to one particular corporation, but I think to a lot of others. They talk to each other. This was so much harder for them than they intended. They have lost so much money already on this process. And that is something that they will remember. And when they or other related corporations are making that cost-benefit analysis, do I really want to start this fight if I know it's going to cost me this many millions of dollars and take this many years? Like, that is a big, big deal. I think we can win this fight, thanks to all of your work and leadership, but no matter what happens, it's made a big difference. And ultimately, when you talk about how do we fix that disconnect? It's about power, right? Power is, and I think sometimes people get squeamish talking about power. Power is just the ability to make things happen. And I think power comes from 2 places. It comes from big money, organized money, and it comes from organized people. And generally in these fights, we're never going to have the money. They're going to have that. But if we can continue to come together, if we can send a message to the folks in the State House that ultimately politicians, they're thinking about their job security. And you all have taken that on very strongly. If we're able to send that message that if you're not on the right side of this, there will be a price to pay, that I think is how it happens. On the Paw Sox, this is a very sad week for Rhode Island, for Pawtucket, for families across our state. I feel it deeply. I supported the Senate proposal, which I think would have had a shot of keeping the team here. And ultimately, that didn't happen. I think there's plenty of blame to go around. The thing that, to be honest with you, that gets me the most frustrated is the idea of this small group of millionaires and billionaires that are making the decision to take this treasure out of our state to optimize their profits, to play off, you know, kids in Worcester against kids in Pawtucket and their dreams. Like, that's unacceptable. So it's a sad week. I think that it's important that our state really step up to sort of support the Pawtucket community right now. This was a really important potential economic development opportunity for them. It's not the only opportunity. There's going to be bigger and better things. And so I do think